welcome to our first episode of Hoolitalk, hosted by the YETI clan. I'm your host, David, joined by my co-host, Brian.
How's it going?
I'm joined with Pat and Nathan from the Hooliganz. Today, we're going to get to find out how the Hooliganz got started and how everything got originated. So first, we're going to get right to it. We're going to start with Pat. Pat, how did you come up with the Carolina Hooliganz?
Why?
All right, here we go.
Shit.
So the idea for the Carolina Hooliganz actually came, it came before Charlotte FC existed. Me and Hector went up to New York. We had invited to go to the Hudson Derby, which is NYCFC versus the Red Bulls. They're the big rivals up there. And at the time, we were NYCFC fans because there was no other team down here that we were pulling for. I'm dead for sure not pulling for Atlanta. So, that was our team. So we ended up going, it was supposed to be me, Hector, and Alex, but Alex couldn't go. That's a story for another day. So we ended up going, and, man, it was actually the first time I got to experience, supporter groups marching and playing instruments, before the match. And, like Hinchada de New York, which was the third rail. And I think the other ones were Los Templados. And, I mean, that was pretty dope, man, to see, in person, experience it. I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking dope. So, yeah, that game, they won that game 2-0. And, after the match, we ended up going to, a few bars around the stadium. And we were bar hopping for a little bit. So, we're lit, man. We're out there getting drunk and shit. And, there was this random English guy. And, we were just, hanging out with him. We were talking to him. And we ended up getting him to record, and we sent it to my brother because he wasn't able to go to the game. So he's like, what you want me to say? What you want me to say? He's like, man, we're just like, man, just say fuck Alex, fuck Alex. So we ended up recording him saying and sending it to Alex. I mean, he's like, man, you guys are some fucking hooligans, man. You guys are crazy. He's like, man, yeah, we just came up here for the weekend to watch the game. We're from North Carolina. So I remember telling Hector, hey, man, can you imagine, if we had, a team down in Charlotte or somewhere, how dope this would be to see, in person one day. He's like, man, that'd be dope. And this was back in 2018. So, I can't, honestly, I really wasn't keeping up, that much with MLS at the time. But I do remember, there was a little bit talks here and there about a team possibly coming to Charlotte. And my cousin, actually, from New York was the one telling me about it because he kept up with, NYCFC all the time. So yeah, then we heard about, Tepper was he was gonna put a bid in for the team, and it was Tepper, I think Raleigh, I can't remember, maybe Vegas, and I can't remember what other city, but so we started talking about it, man, we should maybe try to make a supporter group, and we talked about it for a little bit. At first we really weren't sure how it was gonna work or how we're gonna do it because we're not from Charlotte. We're from Lexington, so we're an hour away. And I remember looking up on Instagram and seeing if there was any groups already, and I did end up stumbling upon Mid-City's account at the time. I thought it was pretty cool, man. They had their little they already had their color set up and their slogan and everything. So I kind of took a few ideas off of what they had, and I actually did thought about joining because I wasn't too sure how it would work. But then I was like, man, I don't know if I want to join their group because they're all the way in Charlotte. I was like, whatever, let's just do it and make our own group. So me, Gus, Hector, my brother Alex, my cousin Manny, one of my brother's best friends, Francisco, and another friend of ours named Odiel. Hey, we all decided to start this group. And so we made an Instagram page, and then before we made the Instagram page, we were thinking about names. What are we gonna call ourselves? So we ran through a few ideas, and I really can't remember what the ideas was. But we're like, nah, I don't think we're gonna do these. I think one time we did come up. I think it was maybe North Carolina, Hooliganz, and then we're well, we want to represent both states.
Yeah. So you never thought about doing a Lexington-based
name?
We
did think about doing Lexington too, but then we're well, we want more people, possibly joining. We didn't really realize how it was gonna go, but we're just hey, let's just do something that represents both states, the whole thing. So we ended up coming up with Carolina Hooliganz, and we didn't have a logo at the time. So what we did was just basically take, our name and just use the Charlotte FC logo. Took Charlotte FC out and just put Carolina Hooliganz and added our date, which was 2020 at the time. And yeah, we posted that on Instagram and made ourselves, I guess, officially unofficial. Say, hey, we're the Carolina Hooligans, a supporter group based out of Lexington, and our main purpose was to come cheer on for Charlotte FC.
So me personally, I love the logo. Who came up with the logo? Like, who designed it? Who came up with the idea to do the Aztec design?
So the logo idea actually came after we went to a match. Let me try to remember. Chico, our boy Chico, ended up seeing us on Instagram. So he hit up Hector because him and Hector were like really good friends. And he's like, hey, I saw you guys are like a supporter group. I think you guys should come out to the game. There was a game for the Atlanta number 2 team against like a U17 team, academy team we had at the time. And, we went down to the stadium. And it was a lot of people, like 500 people. Probably less than that. We went down as the Carolina Hooligans. And like, so, a lot of people had seen us and stuff. And I remember Chico, like, telling us, hey, like, it's pretty cool you guys starting a supporter group, but somebody from the front office told us that, like, if you guys want to be, like, legit, you guys have to, like, make a, your own, like, unique logo. So I was like, okay, yes, like, yeah, we'll work on a logo. So the idea for the logo, I hit up my cousin from New York, he's an NYCFC fan because he's a graphic designer. So I was like, hey, man, like, I really want to make the logo, but I'm not sure what I want. But I want something that can represent, like, us, like our culture. Because it was just Mexicans in the group at the time. But I don't want it to be too Aztec. Like, exactly like the Aztec soul. But I want it to be, like, a little representation. Like, yo, I got you. So he pretty much came up with the whole logo. And then, since, he took in mind the Hooliganz name in it. So he put a bandana. He put the Hooligan, which is the skull under the bandana, the crown, and they made it look like Aztec, basically.
And the Charlotte Crowns in it.
Yeah, and the Charlotte Crowns in it too. So yeah, the colors, we got the skull is mint, basically for Mint City, for that's the nickname for Charlotte. And then we have the purple for royalty, which that's the color in the bandana, and then the crowns on top of the crown within the crown. Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and switch over to Nate. Nate, what were your initial thoughts when Charlotte FC was actually becoming a thing? And then what was your role? How did you get involved with the Hooliganz?
Yeah, so I still remember the day, too, man. I was eating a bowl of Frosted Flakes. And it came up on my Instagram, and I was like, oh, shit, that's dope as fuck, bro. And so, I'm, like, fresh out of basics, so I had all this money, and at first I was going to get tickets for the Vault. And so I ended up getting those tickets, and then for a while, I was like, I'm just going to sit there for a bit, I had money. I was just spending it out my ass.
I'm proud to pay taxes for Nate.
Yeah.
No scat pack, though.
They didn't give me a scat pack, though. They didn't give me that, man. That was give me a V6 Camaro.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. I need 2 deployments for that. But yeah, so anyways, I get back and, my sister, she was the one that did, like, the original Hooligan shirt since the group was so small. It was only like a small amount of orders that she needed to do. And so I remember she told me that Pat was doing the whole Hooliganz thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I never thought about joining it or anything, just because I wasn't too sure.
But, we knew each other, but we were really, like, we weren't cool like that.
Yeah. I knew your brother more.
Yeah,
Alex,
yeah.
I knew him more. And so, so I remember seeing that first look. I think I still got that shirt somewhere in my attic.
I got it too.
I got
Mine's
it
like
somewhere.
falling apart.
I got it somewhere.
What was the first shirt like?
It was literally the Charlotte FC logo, just Carolina Hooligans instead of Charlotte Football Club.
Yeah.
So that was the OG
That was
logo.
the
Yeah,
OG logo.
we just switched around, the
Very
name and with the minted part, we put established, and then we put 2020, instead of.
Yeah, that was the very first logo.
That's what's up.
And so then my brother-in-law ended up telling me to go with his cousins Pat and Alex over to the Swiderski signing announcement at Bank of America. And so, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, I'll go see what it's like.
Was that season ticket members only? Or
I think
it was.
so. Yeah,
it
I
was,
think so.
yeah.
That was the first when they first brought the first DP.
Yeah. And so that's where I met Pat. Like, I actually met and talked to Pat for a bit. And I saw the Hooligans and everything. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers like to party. And so then Pat came up to me. He asked me, he was like, yo, where you sitting at? And I was like, the vault. And he was like, oh, we're at the supporters section. You wanna join the supporters group, though? And I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'm down. And so I remember, like, 2 days after, I ended up calling my agent and telling him, I was like, yo, switch my seats to the supporters group. So after that, bro,
So where was your original season tickets at?
the vault.
The Vault? So you had season tickets for the Vault? Oh,
That was going to be the only time I could afford it, so I mean, I might as well.
For the Hooligans, he switched up, man. Shout out to Nate. His ticket helped us out to get our numbers for so we could join the console.
Oh, nice.
We had to get 25 season ticket members at that time.
So with
to
it
be part of
being
the console.
with y'all being based out of Lexington, how hard was it for y'all to get those 25 members to get it started?
Man, it was season 1, man. Like, you know, everybody was excited we're getting a team. So it honestly was not to get 25.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that hard. I ended up convincing a lot of people to get them. My brothers, my cousin, you know, Nate already had his. We had a few other people from Lexington like, yeah, we're gonna get season tickets also. So, you know, it really wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. But like, I remember if you get more season tickets, you can have more boats in the console. But I was just aiming for I just wanted 25 just so we can meet that requirement.
Gotcha. So starting this supporter groups, what were some of the challenges you guys faced starting a supporter group? Like, what was the most difficult thing? What were challenges y'all faced that y'all didn't think or expected?
I think some of the more challenging things, and still to this day, is, you know, like us wanting to come, like us coming down to like chant practices and stuff like that, you know, drum practices, like, you know, we wish we could come as much, you know, as some of the people that live in Charlotte go to all the time, but, you know, we can't because our jobs, you know, the drive, it's not easy. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? That's one of the most challenging parts, I think it is, to participate, you know, and stuff for the club.
All right. And preparations for the first home opening match, what were the processes or what was the setup like? Because, I mean, you're going into it blind. You've never done this before. You never set up a tailgate. You never were in the stadium supporting a team before as a supporter group. How was the build-up going into that first home opening match in front of 75,000 people?
Oh, man, it was stressful, bro. I'm going to keep it real, man. It was 2 years in the making, though. You know, but like I was just, like, so anxious to get pretty much just ready for that first game. Like, I'm ready for this, like, to happen, to, you know, experience it. And it was a little bit stressful, but, you know, luckily it was fucking great. You know,
what went down at the tailgate?
I don't remember because I was pretty drunk. Yeah. But everything went smooth, you know.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't there for the first game.
Yeah, we had a lot of people that were drinking, man. You know, unfortunately, we had one cousin that wasn't able to make it to the game, man. You know, but I think it became a tradition though because somebody, I can't remember who, that said our second year couldn't make it into the game.
I was third year,
and then Nathan was third year. So
you kept the tradition going.
We're gonna have to keep it going. So somebody's gonna take one next year also.
So Nate, you missed the home opening match in front of LA Galaxy in front of 75,000 people. What was the first game you attended?
The New England game.
Oh,
well,
so
the
very
first Charlotte game was the DC United.
Yeah. So that's the first game you attended.
Oh, that's you.
You were there in Audi Field.
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium.
Oh yeah, it was.
I
great.
love
I
Audi Field.
Me too.
Yeah, beautiful field. But let's fast forward because that one resulted in a loss.
Oh, they smoked us, bro.
Yeah, we got smoked.
Oh, it was bad?
Yeah, it was like
I remember
2 or 3-0, I think.
No, I thought that was last
ET
season.
scored the first one, but then they wrote it off.
Yeah, they said it was offside.
It happens.
They had a penalty too, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the let's go.
We got our background.
No, yeah, we
people
lost.
dropping
I know we
shit.
lost. It's just.
Yeah. We had. What was it? I remember for a while we had that joke that they wouldn't win a game that I wouldn't attend.
No.
So you were like their good luck charm.
For a little bit, up until we played New York in Bank of America. After that, the curse was broken.
New York Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Of course, because we don't lose against New York City.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Yo, for that first goal that they made in DC, I remember I started crying, bro. I was like, "Damn, I can't fucking believe it." And then they fucking ruled it
took
offside.
it off.
I was
Oh,
mad
right.
because it was so fucking cold, and I had 3 layers of clothes on, and I took all that shit off so quick. And And then for them just to roll it off sides, and I had to fucking put that shit on freezing cold.
That shit still counts in my heart.
So speaking from a personal perspective, me and Brian were there for LA Galaxy, but we missed the New England game, the very first win. How was that for y'all, and how was it seeing and the reactions after the game from the people, just everything all around? What was the experience? Because obviously we know what the experience on a game day is like, but that very first win in front of your home crowd, how was that for y'all?
Shit, honestly, for that being my first game at home, that was like a great experience for me. I took one of my friends with me to that game. He watched the soccer, but he never really watched the MLS. He would always disrespect the MLS and everything. So I was like, bro, just come to the Charlotte game with me, bro. And so he ended up coming to that game, and that being our first win, the energy we had in that stadium, you know, it was crazy just seeing all that. And then after that, even after my friend left, he was like, you know, I got a newfound respect for the MLS. I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
What about you, Pat?
It was a great feeling. It was beautiful, man. I remember it was me, Courtney, and my 7-year-old there, and I mean, it was just fucking great to see our team that we have been waiting for so long to get a win for the first time, you know, in history. It was great, man. It was just one of those moments I'll always cherish as a Charlotte FC fan.
For sure. And seeing from the outside in, because for year one we were not with supporter groups. Me and Brian, we were just fans off to the side carrying a Yeti. We saw that the Carolina Hooligans were a thing, and it was pretty much family based, because that's what we saw it as, and pretty much Latino based.
Yeah.
Were you guys the first Hispanic/Latino supporter group?
Yeah, we were definitely one of the first Hispanic or Latino supporter groups in Charlotte FC. And like at the time, like we weren't really sure what we were, you know, planning to do. We just, like, I don't want to say we just wanted to focus on Latinos, but you know, like I say, it was hard for us to get a lot of members because we weren't in the Charlotte area. So our goal was at the time to get as many Lexington people as we could to join. And, you know, we ended up getting more than, you know, just Latinos at the time, too. But the first, we were definitely the first Latino group.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
When I first saw the Hooligans, I thought you guys were white. They came off as like a biker type thing. They came off like a biker type thing.
Buddy, we're from a small town.
Really? I saw the opposite, to be honest. But
Then I got involved in like the fan zone on Facebook and stuff. I started, oh, these dudes are Mexican.
We're country Mexican, boy.
except for we're from the South.
Not so many people know I'm from New York, but now they are.
Well, speaking of you being from New York, just a little funny question. If you were ever to move back to New York, would you still be a Charlotte FC fan?
So, to answer your question,
Would you start with Carolina Hooligans?
I would never move back to New York because I love North Carolina, man. I love the country. I've always loved the country, man. My dad used to take us down to Mexico all the time to El Rancho, and like, I mean, I was just used to growing up in the country. So like moving down here was like, I mean, I was excited. I wouldn't even think when I left New York, like I didn't even think of it. But I came down here, I was happy, bro. So I would never move back to New York. Fuck that. I love going to New York, man. I love my family up there, but that shit is stressful, man. I would never move back up.
All right, so another little side question for both y'all. What do you think about Charlotte being involved in the U.S. Open Cup? I know you guys went to like Richmond and stuff, got to do that.
So
now that's the Crown Legacy.
Now it's the Crown Legacy. What do you think about that?
So, man, my personal thoughts about the U.S. Open Cup, man, like, it sucks. We had fun, man. We had a great experience. You know, we went to a few games.
The best experience.
And it was a good time, man. Like, you know, we got a few stories we're going to say for a few other podcasts later. But, man, I loved it, man. I hate we're not participating in it, but I think the Leagues Cup is pretty dope because, you know, it's teams from Liga MX, and, you know, a lot of us grew up watching Liga MX, right. So to see those teams come up here and play against our team that we're rooting for now, I think that's pretty cool, man. You know, me personally, I prefer the Leagues Cup than U.S. Open Cup. But at least Crown Legacy is participating, so.
And you guys are now involved with the Carolina Core, right?
So,
yeah. La Pinnacle de Lexington?
Yeah, man. You know, High Point's 20 minutes. I got.
You bring your crap to my small town, you gonna get got.
We got a lot of people that don't like us being part of the core, but hey, man, like I wanna go see how they do, man. They're only 20 minutes away from us. It beats driving an hour and 20 minutes to Matthews.
Well, I mean,
I don't know why it's further out than them going to the Panther Stadium, but
well, I hate to break it to you. Inaugural match is at the Sportsplex against the Crown Legacy, baby. So we'll see you there.
I'll be pulling up in a Carolina Core jersey.
At least those are available.
I ain't a hooligan then. I'm a Carolina Core.
All right. So now we're 3 games in with Charlotte FC. We're at what total 4 points.
Yep,
4 points.
We had the best start to one of our seasons by getting our first inaugural win for our home opener
Against the Yanks. That was a great one.
In hindsight, what's your actual opinion? What do you think? How do you think Charlotte's doing right now?
You want to go first, Nate?
I think we're unlucky.
I think we disappeared in the second half.
Well, if we're comparing the team to last year, I feel the team's more composed. I feel like we are playing a lot better than we did at the beginning of last season. I mean, we have to finish games. You know, we've had some shots that should have been goals, and you know, we could have. But you know, I don't want to sit here and say, yo, we could have won this game or we could have tied this game, because at the end of the day, if you don't win that game, it doesn't matter. But I think we're doing a lot better than we did the past 2 years, and hopefully we win this game against Nashville, man. That'll be great.
For sure.
I think we're very predictable.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's my thing. Like me personally, I see a lot more stability and more structure because now we actually have a coach who knows what he's doing, utilizing the right players in the right position. But my problem is we have the right build-up. Our crosses are lacking because they either go straight to the goalkeeper or either behind the goal. Copetti, call it what you want. He has been unlucky, but as a DP, he needs to be scoring those chances. We saw multiple 1v1s. We saw a couple headers that he could have scored. And to be honest, me, just looking at it, that winds back from the home opening match when he let Kerwin Vargas take that penalty. Nothing against letting him take the penalty. He was the right one to take it. Like, obviously, he was the one that created the chance. All that happened. But in my opinion, if you're the captain of the team or you're the DP, you need to be the one taking that penalty. Especially if you're a striker, looking at the season he had last season, he needs that confidence boost. You have that easy chance to score a goal. First game, that needs to be you. The moment Copetti hits the net, unfortunately now he's injured, but the moment Copetti would have hit the net, you would have seen the goals rolling in. We need the service, but the moment he scores a goal, you got that confidence, and then just come naturally.
What happens if Patrick happens to score this weekend and...
Pat, you doing anything if you score?
Man, I ain't scoring shit. But beers. Yo, I hope Pat goes off, man. I really hope he goes off.
Does that kind of put Copetti in the bench?
Well, I mean, he's out at least 4 weeks.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah, that's not good.
Yo, like me personally, man, I don't dislike Copetti, man, but he has to make those goals that are. I mean, I know it's difficult, but he has to complete that shit, man.
This is true, but how easy is it to call out Copetti for the chances that he's missed? My next question is, who do you think, or what person are you expecting more out of from the rest of the team? Because it's easy to talk about Copetti because he's the one with the clear chances. And I have to give praise to Copetti because he's the one getting to those chances. He's missing those chances, but at least he's fighting back to get to them. Yeah. Who else has impressed you, or who have you expected more from Charlotte FC?
I haven't really seen much from Kerwin, man. Kerwin needs to step up. Like I was expecting a lot from him. I mean, it's only been we're going to the 4th game now, but I haven't seen him, you know, work like I thought I would at the beginning before the season started.
I'm gonna be honest. Usually by the 5th game is when I start having expectations for players. I really don't have too many expectations, but like the first couple games, especially under a new coach, they're playing differently than they're playing last year. They're playing better for sure.
For sure.
But you know, like I realistically can't have any expectations for like the first 5 games, except like Copetti's the only one I have expectations for, just because he's the DP. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, like they're not that high.
Yeah.
If anything, why do we do late business as the front office?
I mean, it's become a trend. We've seen it from year one. We almost didn't have a full squad from the start of the season.
Now we don't have a striker, and what does that make?
We have a striker. Luckily, Ajiman came back just in time.
You know what I'm saying, but what is
But we don't have a DP.
Yeah, we don't.
No, we don't have DP, man.
Does that? Do you think we get one before April?
We should definitely be expecting
By Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
At the latest.
Yeah. So we got until April 23rd. That's when the market officially closes. So we got time.
Any names that just pops up in your head?
I couldn't tell. If I could, I would. But
Mbappe. I'm just kidding.
I didn't think he knows Charlotte exists, bro.
yeah. I don't know. But to be honest, I've expected a little bit more from Charlotte. But that's just me being optimistic. That's my team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Dean.
I like Dean, man. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He definitely knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the team definitely looks
It's a different battle
man.
around. Yeah.
The team definitely. I definitely do feel more confident than I did at the beginning of last year.
I mean, it's just you have to go back to the very first game for this season against New York City FC. There's me, in my opinion, there's so many other people that he could have brought on. We're only up 1-0. We've already missed a penalty. There's so many other people on the bench that he could have brought on to make a difference, but he chose to bring on 16-year-old Nimfasha Bergimas to be that supplement, to be that guy to like, okay, we're not going out there to just settle for a win 1-0 or a 1-1 draw, because that was a trend last season. How many times were we up 1-0 and close towards the end? And it was kind of getting to that point for New York City FC for us. But he chose Nimfasha Bergimas. He chose another youngster in João Pedro to go in towards the end to solidify that 1-0 win against us.
Yeah,
Shows he has confidence in his players.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks for itself, you know what I mean?
And it brings value to the player.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, what does that say about our depth in the team? Like, why ain't Scotty Arfield coming off the bench sooner?
That's my point exactly. But that just goes to show the level of confidence that a coach like Dean Smith implements into these players.
He's got fucking balls.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
like
he's utilizing the players in the
Yeah,
position that they
like
belong
Tomatis.
in. Latangio, time and time again, we saw him playing players out of position. We even saw Bronico playing in the left back.
That made me sick to my stomach.
So, it's refreshing.
Ultimate team for
Me personally, when I saw that Dean Smith was coming to Charlotte, it was just like, me personally, I felt like year 1, year 2 didn't matter. We're starting fresh. Even like from the very beginning, it just felt fresh. Like we felt like we were, okay, this is about to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
one more again.
here we are. 3 games in, 4 points. Now we got Nashville this weekend. Then we bounce back after that at home, March 23rd, against the Crew, reigning defending champions of the MLS.
That's tough.
But let me mention this before I get y'all score predictions and all this other stuff. Keep in mind, every time we've had to face the reigning defending champions from the previous season, we win.
Nice.
So, how do we do against Nashville? And how do we do against the Crew the following week?
Well, it's Wednesday, and they're playing the CONCACAF Champions League, so that's a positive for Charlotte. We'll have fresh legs. But I think it'd be 1-1. I was there last year, and we were winning the game pretty much for 90 minutes, and we lost it at the last minute. So I see it 1-1.
It was a penalty. It was a penalty at the last
Yeah,
minute.
it was. That was tough.
I don't see us getting a result, to be honest, because I think they're more informed because I think they got like 3 games more than we do
Oh, yeah, they're good.
against quality teams. They're playing Miami right now.
They're balling right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put money down that I think Gaines scores on Charlotte.
Oh.
Man, putting it on the parlay.
Yeah.
I've been saying it. Either there's two games coming either on the left or right side. One's gonna tap the ball in. You gotta put the left.
Probably got that motivation to play.
Yeah, yeah.
He said he got that motivation.
McKenzie's gonna want to do something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's balling in
Home or
himself,
away?
right? Without
I
playing
can already
Charlotte.
see it. Him doing the little.
Oh, yeah. Love, baby. Double love. What do you think? How do you think Charlotte FC does against Nashville, Pat?
Man, fuck McKenzie, man. I think we're gonna beat Nashville this weekend. 2-0, bro.
2-0. I like it. I like it. What about you, Nate? What do you think?
I think 1-0.
1-0.
Charlotte.
God.
Put the parlays up, baby.
Let's see it.
Yeah, betting's legal now, so you know that's.
Nah,
most
Brian
of the
makes a
bank
good
accounts
point,
go.
though. Nah, he does make a good point, bro. I think Nashville's gonna be beat up, man. And I think we could.
Let's spitball the starting 11.
Spitball. It's not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is Copetti. It's not going to play. We're probably going to see Patrick Ajiman up top.
Or French midfielder.
I heard he's ready, but I don't know if he's that quick to start. You know what I mean?
What's tomorrow?
What's
training? When do they train tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They probably won't leave it. I mean, they could probably leave Saturday morning because they fry.
Okay, speaking of the starting 11, what have you thought of the midfield of being Ashley Westwood, Junior Urso, both of our sixes, and Brett Diagere being our creative midfielder?
Urso's balling.
Okay.
That dude should have scored on the home opener, and he almost scored the last game.
I've been
impressed.
by Urso.
he was balling in the preseason match.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
For
man,
sure.
this dude is good. Travel is.
And I think the French. I can't remember his name. The French midfielder.
Dibril Diani?
He was starting in the preseason game, so I think he's gonna get. He's gonna start once he's in the team.
What about you, Nate? What do you think of our trio in the midfield?
Like it.
That's not bad.
Love it.
It's also the oldest midfield in the MLS when they're going.
Well, side by side, you put Ashley Westwood and Urso. That's probably one of the oldest duos in the MLS. But
What do y'all like Diagere? Y'all think he's doing good?
I don't think Diagere has lived up to the expectations, to be honest. So, but I think we could definitely do a lot better.
What type of DP we're bringing in? We bring in a creative 10 or a striker?
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them bring in a center back. Our center back is very young. They both average an age of 21. Adilson Malanda, 22. Andrew Privet, 21.
Milana could be gone any moment.
Those are young people. Me personally, whenever you have a strong back line, you got to have somebody that's mature, somebody who's barking out orders. And right now, the person that we're relying on doing that is Adilson Malanda, who has stepped up to it. But to be honest, all credit to Malanda, but it's just you expect to have somebody. Like, everybody has that one guy on their back line that they rely on. Just like right now, let's just say Chelsea, they're not the best example. But you got Thiago Silva in the back. You got somebody who's experienced, who's been in those positions. He might not be able to make those runs anymore, but he knows where to be to prevent those runs. He knows where to tell you where to be in order to prevent some stuff. So, me personally, I think that's where we lack. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. Well, I mean, we just got Abada. That's another place where we were lacking. So I think bringing in that competition on the wingers would definitely be huge for Charlotte because, like you said, I can't remember which one of y'all said it, but Kedwin Vargas, he's good. He's real good.
Can Tavares play striker?
Tavares can play striker.
He's a tall dude. I would just slot him in, to be honest, because I don't think he.
All last season for the Legacy, he played striker.
Yeah, shout out to Legacy for working that cat up.
He's good, man. That's another good one.
He has a tough one. Right now, he's hurt. Cambridge.
That's another one. One we haven't even mentioned that who's super impressed by. He's really good. Pektovic, bro. That dude is a baller, bro. Me personally, I don't think he's gotten enough minutes. Honestly, once he starts getting more developed and gets more confidence through Coach Dean, bro.
The Legacy paid $3 million for him. So I mean, that was good sneaky business by Charlotte because they brought him in because he technically would be like a young DP, but that was smart business.
Did y'all see that Quinn McNeil had to retire today?
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
Yeah, hip injury. That's unfortunate. But luckily we got him. We got to see him score a goal for Charlotte FC. So
well, we're actually sitting next to the right next to the throne when he got crowned last year.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we got a picture. Me and Gavin got a picture with him.
That's what's up.
Damn, I hate it for him though, but
no, for real though.
It's tough.
Good for him for looking out for his health though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, he has a degree, so he's probably gonna just. He already.
He'll be.
If I hurt my back at work, I can't quit, bro. I gotta keep fight through the pain.
You'll see me tomorrow morning.
I ain't got no degree.
I'll be there tomorrow morning.
I'll just be there, motherfucker, slow as shit.
All right. I know it's maybe a little bit too early to tell, but 3 games in, 4 points. Where do you see Charlotte FC finishing at the end of the season, table-wise?
I think the way right now, I think 8th place.
We're joined by some people in the studio. Is that 8?
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, or 5?
That's bold.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Miss
Sixth
President.
place.
6th place?
Yeah.
Courtney, you choose a number between 1 and 5.
1.
Let's go.
We
We're winning it all, baby. We're winning it all. What about you, Dave? Where do you think we finish?
Damn, bro. I'm gonna be honest, man. I see us sneaking into the playoffs again.
Okay.
Just
sneaking
sneaking
in.
in.
So 9th, 8th?
Yeah.
Okay. Wild card match. What about you, Brian?
I want to say 6th.
Okay.
It really starts. It should start this weekend.
Yeah.
Back if we could pull off 6 points, looking at we win next weekend because it's a big possibility.
Yeah.
Then we're set.
Let us go back to back, bro. God
Yeah.
damn,
I wouldn't
that's
say
gonna
it
be
starts
crazy.
next weekend, but definitely after Nashville, if we can get past Nashville, the next 3 games we got after that, if we can pull off results from that, I think that will be a huge testament of what the rest of the season will look like.
Because looking forward, I mean, a lot of those like Miami's gonna be missing Messi because of the Copa America and stuff. That's gonna be easy points
But
because
that's not going to matter.
Eso hoy no hace nada.
We
ya
beat them
vino
last
aquí.
time. Like, what are you complaining about? Tiene miedo.
Shit, we're about to get kicked out the studio, bro.
No. But I see us definitely doing good. But that's pretty much it for me. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to add before we close it up?
Y'all got any questions?
Any questions?
Sal, any questions?
Our
From the
audience.
studio?
Hot takes.
Miss
Good.
President, you want to say something to the Canadians?
No comment from
I
our
love
president.
Canadians. I do.
She's wearing the shirt right now, too. That's why we lost.
Fucking lost, man.
All right. I think that was pretty good. All right. I guess I'm going to just close it out from now. All right. That was it for episode 1 of Hoolitalk with the Hooliganz. I was joined by Pat, Nathan, and my brother Brian. It was so much fun doing this. Be expecting a lot more stuff. Like I said, I say it once and I'll say it again. Exciting things coming this season for 2024. We'll see y'all next time. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.